Joining me now is the chairman of the Democratic Party, Jaime Harrison. Chairman Harrison, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, this is extraordinary because you have had a short 4 weeks to replan your entire convention. How can voters and viewers expect that the scope and the tenor has changed since Vice President Harris took over the top of the ticket?
Well, you know, it's just an exciting time for us in the Democratic Party, and particularly for those of us who've been working on this convention for the last 3.5 years. The great part is that a lot of our convention was already going to focus on Kamala Harris and to tell her story. Because as you can remember, in 2020, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris didn't get the regular pomp and circumstance you get at a normal convention because of COVID. And so what we were able to do here as we switched the top of our ticket was to make sure that we continue to tell that story, that we are celebrating Joe Biden and the accomplishments of his administration. And now we're adding another new face as well in terms of Governor Tim Walz to really focus on him and to tell his story to the American people for the first time. So it's really exciting. It is, you know, we are so fortunate on the Democratic side to have such a deep bench and so many all-stars. You know, Kristen, I'm a Marvel fan, and I've been joking that the Avengers will be assembling next week right here in Chicago.
Well, you know, it's interesting because not everyone is assembling. In fact, some Democratic senators who are facing tough re-election battles are opting out. Of course, I am thinking of Sherrod Brown, John Tester, Jackie Rosen. Do you worry that that will undercut the image of party unity?
No, not at all. I mean, listen, if anybody should worry, it's the fact that the Republicans should worry. The only person that was on that stage that had any semblance of anything, you know, Donald Trump was a former president. But where was his vice president the previous 4 years? Where was President Bush? None of those folks were there, but look at who is on our stage. You're going to have our former presidents in terms of Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. You're going to have nominees, former nominees, Hillary Clinton. I mean, this is going to be, again, all of the Avengers assembling. You know, I ran for the Senate a few years ago, and I understand that if you're in a tough race, yeah, there aren't any voters in where the convention's going to be. You got to go and stay home and talk to the people who are actually going to cast a ballot for you. And so, yes, it's great to be on that stage. It's great to attend the parties. But at the end of the day, if you're focused on your reelection, you need to be where your voters are, and that's back home.
And of course, we know that organizers are bracing for potentially between 30 to 40,000 protesters, about half a mile potentially from the arena. Is Chicago prepared for that? Any concerns about that split screen?
Oh, Chicago's prepared for it, similar to the way that Milwaukee was prepared for the protesters at the RNC. You know, I have great faith in terms of the Chicago Police Department, the Secret Service, and all of the local law enforcement. They've been working tirelessly mapping this the convention out for both the RNC and the DNC for well over a year now. And so, you know, we believe in the First Amendment. We believe in people's opportunity to have their voices be heard. But at the same time, safety is the real key for all of these things. Giving people an opportunity to express their will, but at the same time to make sure that it is safe and sound for not only the protesters, but also to the delegates and all those attending the convention.
Well, you know, the head of one of the uncommitted Democratic groups told us earlier this week that they had asked for speaking time at the convention. What say you? Will they get that speaking time, Chairman Harrison?
No. Well, everybody wants speaking time at the convention. I just had one of my local officials from my hometown asking if they could speak at the convention. I wish we could give everybody that opportunity, but, you know, it's a short period of time and we can't. In essence, we're going to have a diverse viewpoints all across this convention. We are a very diverse party. The Democratic Party looks like America, and you will see that diversity on the stage over the course of the next few days.
But just to be clear, that was a no. You told them no?
Oh, I haven't told them anything, but
But they
I mean,
won't be
that's
speaking
not
at the
my
convention?
decision.
We shouldn't anticipate hearing from them at the convention?
Yeah, that's not my decision. You know, we're working in coordination with our convention chair and the team that we have set up. And at this point, I'm not certain that they were given any speaking time. Again, we get a lot of requests from a lot of folks.
All right. Well, let's talk about what we might hear from Vice President Kamala Harris, because a lot of questions about how much detail she's going to be giving about her policies today. Of course, she did announce some of her economic policies. We're going to get to them in just a second. But I wanted your take on whether you think she should be filling in the blanks. This is something that Congresswoman Annie Kuster told Politico about the Harris campaign. She said Harris doesn't need to negotiate against herself. We've got the biggest possible tent right now. I don't think there's a real strong reason for her to try to weed out any points of view right now. Do you agree with her on that?
Well, listen, what I know is the vice president has brought the Democratic Party together in the most unified fashion that I've seen in a very, very long time. Her campaign has brought so much energy and enthusiasm. That hope and joy is infectious. I was so fortunate to kick off the rally in Philadelphia and the rally in Detroit. And, you know, I worked during the 2008 campaign, and I thought that I would never see a campaign that could top the enthusiasm and joy that the Obama campaign brought. Well, you know, the vice president said, hold my beer, because she is topping that. And she's bringing this party together. And you're going to see that energy and enthusiasm on the stage. And you're going to hear more about what her vision is for America, what she wants to accomplish over the course of the next 4 years. Yeah. She rolled out today some of her economic plans, and she will continue to do that. I know that many of us can't realize that, you know, we're only about 3 weeks into her being the official nominee of this party. And so it's a very small window, but she's rolling things out and bringing a whole lot of enthusiasm and energy with her.
Let me just ask you about one of the policies that she proposed today. It got a lot of attention. She vowed to crack down on price gouging on groceries. I want to read you what Catherine Rampell wrote in the Washington Post. She wrote, "It's hard to exaggerate how bad this policy is. It is in all but name a sweeping set of government-enforced price controls across every industry. Not only food, supply and demand would no longer determine prices or profit levels. Far-off Washington bureaucrats would. The FTC would be able to tell, say, a Kroger in Ohio the acceptable price it can charge for milk." What do you say to those who call this proposal government-enforced price controls?
Well, I mean, I think people need to just relax. You know, in the end of the day, we see that sometimes some of these corporations are taking unfair advantages over various disasters, COVID or hurricanes or what have you. I mean, in many states, you know, I live in a hurricane state, South Carolina, and I know that there are points in time in which the government says no price gouging for these gas stations and others who are trying to pass astronomical prices on to consumers when they don't have to, because they're trying to take advantage of an emergency.
Donald Trump, chairman, says this is essentially communism. How do you respond to that?
Oh, well, Donald Trump's best friends with Putin. I mean, talking about communism, I mean, what Donald Trump says is senseless. I mean, I don't put much merit into it. I don't even know if he understands even basic economic policy. So whatever a quote from Donald Trump doesn't really carry much weight with me, and I don't think it carries much with the American people.
All right, Jaime Harrison, thank you so much for your time today. We will see you in Chicago, sir. Really appreciate your joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.